Okay. Let's go. How are we doing on this fine, cold, cold Monday morning? I got a foot brick of ice outside. It's not snow. If you guys watched the Leia video I put out, the little short video, she can walk on the sheet of there's no footprints. She doesn't even go through. Like it takes a lot for me to stand on it and go through. So good job, Mother Nature. Outstanding. So what did we get last night or yesterday? What do we have here? I know it wasn't too many games. I know the Avs beat the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs have lost four straight and have they've got Steve Dangle walking around in the snow in the woods outside. That's how bad they are right now. Kraken 4, Devils 2. The Senators beat the Knights 7-1, whatever that was. The Penguins ended up beating the Canucks 3-2, Panthers 5, Blackhawks 1, and the Ducks beat the Flames. So that puts us as the top team that's not in a playoff spot. We've got 59 points. We are 3 behind the Bruins with a game in hand and 4 behind the Canadians for the game in hand. So here we come. Soon as Chucky comes back, if Boston would just start losing some games and if Buffalo would go back to normal, we should be in good shape. So let's see how we doing. All right. Hey, Hungry. Good morning. Hey, Tara. So we making pancakes? No, I had 4 strips of bacon, 2 big sausages, and 4 eggs. That's what I had. But I might have waffles for dinner. Hey, Trent, call me crazy. I think we need to keep Bornfoot as our 7th defenseman. He's improved a lot. These guys have improved, haven't they? Balinskis improved as well, no doubt. I don't know. Well, you're talking about keeping Bornfoot over Sabrango. We do have a little bit more time and effort invested in Bornfoot. He's playing well. At some point, like we've talked about, when Jones comes back and as other guys come back, we might have to make some roster moves. I might have to try to get those guys back down to the AHL on waivers. But that would be keeping Bornfoot over Sabrango. That's a tough one because I'm not so sure Sabrango would clear waivers. We'll see. Dude says, I said the same thing. He's looked good since he's been in. I feel Sabrango was better when he first got here than he is now. Yeah, but I mean, let's not forget, Tobias Bornfoot is not just a schmuck. He's not a schmata. All right? He was taken in the first round by the Kings 22nd overall back in 2019. That's 2 picks higher than Samoskevich. So he obviously had some upside. He's only 24. And a lot of times it does take defensemen a few years, right, to develop. He's definitely played better this year. Haven't made any issues. Haven't really been any issues. He had his opportunity with the Kings way back when. They brought him up when he was 18. He's played in parts of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has been playing since he was 18 in the NHL. He's been a lot in the AHL as well. But there's another good pickup by Zito off the waiver wire for sure. Hey, Bex. David, how we doing? I agree. I would start Tarasov tomorrow. I don't disagree about that at all. Do we have another back-to-back coming up? No, we got tomorrow, Thursday, Saturday, and then Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday. So we have an opportunity here now with having won those 3 games. Mammoth, Blues, and Jets. Those are winnable games. Not that the Mammoth is bad, but it's a winnable game. Yeah, they finally let the Sabres into the top 3. Huh, Kenneth? What do you know? They got to stop. That's a problem. There's too many teams. The Sabres and Bruins need to chill just a little bit. Hey, JC. Say day 3, captain's log. The days seem long. The nights are even longer. There's nothing outside that's friendly. The wind howls with a bust of snow aimed right at your face. I've been in Alaska and I've been here. I've had my time in the north. I don't necessarily remember walking on frozen ice, snow in Alaska, but you're talking 30 years ago, 36 years ago, whatever it is. So I don't remember, but I've never had it be like it is here now, man. It was a solid 8 inches of snow, and then it just iced all day, and it just intermingled. And Leia just walked right out on it like it's a frozen lake, like the backyard's a frozen lake. And she just walked right out on it, not even a little bit of a footprint, nothing. It's like she's walking on water. Hey, Icy. Yeah, man. I'm glad you were there too. That's a good game to get to. Congratulations. Al says, Jaws, the Bruins unfortunately have an easy schedule coming up. We have to keep on 100% win rate. Let me see. What do the Bruins have coming up here? Preds, Flyers. I don't know. I mean, the Preds and Flyers are on the bubble, kind of like Utah a little bit. But then they have the Lightning, Panthers. But the next 2 games, yeah. And then after that, they got the Jackets and Flyers again. Just depends on which Flyers team shows up, right? JC continues. The temperature laughs at the sight of your gloves. Face coverings aren't covering anything. The land is dead and barren so much the buzzards have moved to Florida. Oh, poor JC has lost it, man. That's it. JC's like, I live in Texas. I shouldn't be having to deal with this shit. Kenneth says, what are the odds on Sabres winning the division? Oh, what were the odds on the Sabres winning the division before the season? My God, right? Yeah, that's a good question. Somebody could get banked. Yeah, Craig, even Petrie looked good last night. Looks like he's lost a little bit of weight. That's what happened to Schmidt too, right? He came in. He looked like he had one too many cheeseburgers when he came to camp. Kind of same thing with Petrie. Petrie looks like he might have slimmed up a little bit. Dude says that it's a tough call between sending down Bornfoot and Sabrango when Jones comes back. Yeah, they're the same age too. Yeah, it's tough, man. That's a good point. JC continues. We've depleted our storm snacks and now consider trekking and braving the cold for a quick run to the Waffle House or Buc-ee's if we can make it. The only bright spot is power is still on in the heat. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Donna called out and I called eBay, and eBay was like, don't worry about it. Just do your packing and ship tomorrow. Because to keep my top-rated seller status, I have to pack and ship everything every day. Whatever is sold over the weekend, I'm supposed to ship today. It's a foot of ice outside. Like, it looks like snow, but it's a foot of ice. And so the roads are shit. We got a 100-yard driveway that's just solid ice. The guy's going to help us. So we're not going anywhere today. Let's put it that way. Hey, Michael. Yeah, Bornfoot's been solid, Craig, no doubt. Exactly. We're in a good spot. Just got to keep winning. Trent says, do I think it's realistic for us to get third in the Atlantic? I mean, we're not even that much further out of third place than the wild card, right? The Sabres, I mean, what are we, 4 points behind the Sabres? I guess it's just as realistic that we get the third spot, right? But the problem with the third spot is we might have to play the Lightning. but they got 3 games in hand on the Wings. I think it's just as realistic. We're not any further away. Icy was a treacherous walk to the United Center last night. I bet. JC says, crazy part is round 2 starts Friday. You're going to get more? We're supposed to get a little bit of snow on Saturday. You guys are going to get more? You want to move back to Florida? David, yeah, the Bruins are also playing the Jets soon, right? Nothing new on Jones, Icy. Yeah, Craig, that's what I was saying. He says Petrie actually looked quicker. That's what I was thinking yesterday. Was he looks like that competition. You know what I mean? Craig, Petrie might be sensing that he's got some competition out there for that spot on the ice during the playoffs. Sweater weather in Arizona. Not exactly sweater weather here. It's more like tundra weather. David says, we'll wait. 3-way tie. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to say? Let me see. Yeah, Sharks, Kings, and Kraken, a 3-way tie. Crying out buckets. Man, that's crazy. Lil J says, our heat wave is ending soon. It sucks even having to wear a hoodie and pants down here. Oh, no, not pants. Kenneth says, my wife was like, where are your gloves? I said, it's much nicer today. At least it's -14 now. Exactly, Bex. We're in way better position now. No doubt. We eliminated the Jets over the weekend, Hungry? That can't be right. We're going to get head again. We're going to get head again this weekend. Hold on a second. We have to have a weather update here. What are we talking about? Oh, my God. JC, you're right. What in the hell is that? Hold on a second. So on Saturday, let's see, 1 inch Saturday, another 3 inches Saturday night, and then Sunday's another inch or 2. And nothing is going to be freezing. Nothing is going to be melting. I have my forecast up here until Monday, February 9th, and we are not above freezing. And they got us for snow the following Wednesday, too. Jeez, I hope my flight goes all right. Dude says, the one thing I do think we should do is trade Boquist. I don't see much reason to hang on to him at its price tag. He had his opportunity when guys were out. Well, in terms of the salary cap situation, yeah. With Vilmanis looking so good right now, he's probably going to make Boquist obsolete. I agree. Michael, so I'm a Dolphin fan. He's asking who am I pulling for in the Super Bowl. I've been saying since before the playoffs started that the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl because it pisses off Kyle and all the Dolphin fans. I'm a Dolphin fan too, but I think the Dolphins deserve to have the Patriots win the Super Bowl just to show how inept we've been. So I'm rooting for the Patriots because I want to be right. But that's really the only reason. Otherwise, I just like to see a good game. Hey, Colin. Goat Slayer, hey, buddy. Everyone counting out the Cats, Ottawa, and Toronto so early. The division is going to end up with both wild card spots. This division is still open for third and easily both wild cards. So Ottawa's a little bit of a different situation. I mean, I don't trust Toronto. I don't know about Toronto, man. Like, they just look like they are packing it in. Now, Ottawa, if Omar could get back and they could get, on a roll, I wouldn't completely discount them. I don't know about Toronto right now. David says the Ducks, Kings, Kraken have a minus 1,000% chance of winning the cup. Stock Guy says, I know you love Samoskevich, but Vilmanis makes Samoskevich tradable. Vilmanis is a force and should be an E2 level middle sixer. Yes and no. I understand that perspective. I still feel like we need to see a little bit more from Vilmanis. Has he played 10 games? To me, I'm not necessarily sure that it needs to be an either or situation. He's played 8 games. He's played 8 games and he hasn't scored a goal yet. So while he has shown pretty good, I think it's a little early to just say we can dispose of Samoskevich. And to be honest, we need to start keeping some of our younger guys. That's just and right now, in terms of Samoskevich, he's waivers exempt. So we could just, if we felt he needed extra seasoning, we could just send him back to Charlotte. Need a Rangers and a Islanders win tonight. Yeah, we need Boston to stop already. Oh, the Mammoth are playing the second of a back-to-back. That's good. JC says whatever melts this week during the day is going to refreeze at night. Yeah, I know. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah, exactly, scientist. Vilmanis looking to steal Samoschevich's job. And Samuel took that personally. Hungry says, sent you something I made. You want me to look at it now? Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta get that email up. Bear with me. Come on. Let me see. What do we got? Oh, God. What is this? Hold on. What is this? Okay, this site, this we're going to watch. Where's my headphones? So this is Hungary. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, I haven't watched this yet. Hold on. But I can tell that this is going to be good. All right, hold on a second. How loud do I have I don't want to blast my eardrums out here. Okay, hold on a second. All right, let me come over here and share this. Oh, my God. This is something that Hungary made. So whatever happens here, I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, buddy, buckle up. This is Leafs Nation emergency broadcast. Folks, I am losing my mind. Losing it because the Toronto Maple Leafs are not a hockey team. They are a psychological experiment being run on the people of Ontario. I'm telling you right now, this franchise is a false flag operation designed to harvest hope and convert it directly into despair. Every year they tell you this is the year. Austin Matthews scores 60. Nylander's locked in. The core's mature. And I'm sitting here screaming, show me in May. Show me in May. Because the second the playoffs start, boom, the system activates, the puck luck disappears, the power play turns into a controlled demolition, star players vanish like they were subpoenaed by the NHL Department of Parody. You think it's a coincidence that this team can dominate from October to April and then suddenly forget how to clear the zone? Wrong. That's conditioning. That's programming. That's what happens when a franchise is built on vibe, skill, and PowerPoint presentations instead of grit, battle, and playoff nonsense. And don't get me started on the narrative industrial complex They just need patience. Patience. We've been patient since dial-up internet, since pants were baggy, since the salary cap was a concept. This team doesn't lose games. No, they implode theatrically. They outshoot, outchance, outskill, and still lose 3-2 because they give up one backdoor tap-in that looks like it was drawn up by the enemy. You can see the panic. You can taste it. You can hear the collective gasp of Leafs Nation going, oh no, not again. And then the post-mortem begins. Well, actually, if you look at the underlying numbers, I don't care about the numbers. I care about the scoreboard and my blood pressure. This is a team that should be terrifying, but somehow becomes polite in the playoffs. Like, oh, sorry, Florida. Didn't mean to bump into you there. Please, take the puck. Take the series. Take my will to leave. I'm telling you, until this franchise embraces chaos, real, reckless, borderline concerning chaos, they are trapped in the loop. A beautiful, cursed loop. Skill without savagery. Talent without terror. The Leafs aren't bad. That's the worst part. They're good enough to hurt you every single year. Anyway, I'll see you all next October when I'm back in. Because I'm not strong. I'm a Leafs fan.
Oh my God, Hungry. Oh my, how in the hell? That was actually not all that inaccurate for Dangle. Jeez. Yeah, we're the gay frogs. Oh, you stopped sharing. Oh my God. That was great. That was great. We're the gay frogs. Soflo says, I know this is a friendly community, so I'll put it nicely. Steve Dangle's stress of being a Leaf fan is really showing. It's Jones and Dangle morphed together. That's crazy. Hey, Patel. That was wild. So Prague said, what do I think of the Panarin rumors? No, I don't think there's anything to that. I really don't. I mean, my opinion on some things could change if they say Barkov's not going to be back for the playoffs. But that would be the only way that we'd be in on anybody like that. And I don't really understand why. I don't really feel like Panarin would be that guy. You know. Hey, buddy. Yeah, exactly. Little J. Vilmanis reminds of E2. Yeah. Well, let's just see how Mackey does now that he got a goal, right? I mean, the dude was in a slump. There's no way around that. Now let's see what happens with that monkey off of his back and see where it goes. I mean, he did get 15 goals in his rookie season, so he doesn't suck. So let's see where it ends up going from here. I don't necessarily feel like he's going to be a fourth line guy because he just doesn't have the physicality. But it worked last night, so I don't know what you do. I don't really know what you do. But it's good. It's a good problem to have. It's good depth to have. You know what I mean? Yeah, the battle for the seventh defenseman is getting tight too, scientists. Yeah. All right, I'm scrolling down. Froggy says Mackey's been all over the ice. She just hasn't been able to finish. The best part about that goal last night, I said this in the recap, was that he had that same shot against Knight earlier in the game, and it got between his paddle arm there and squeaked just wide. And somehow Sam Miskevich managed to beat him in the exact same spot the second time. Craig says Mackey on the fourth line is a mismatch and other teams would exploit it. No disagreement. No disagreement. Vilmanis would not be. I think at some point you'll see that switch back. Not because I don't think Vilmanis could handle it on the second line, because I think he could, but we already have Luosterainen on that first line. And so now if you had Luosterainen, which basically Vilmanis would be kind of the same thing, it just you know, if Mackey heats up, you may need him to be on that second line. We'll see. We'll see. It's a good problem to have, you know. Hey, thank you, John. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, bud. Have I ever watched Unsolved Mysteries? Maybe years and years and years ago. Like, there used to be some shows when the kids were younger and we would take them to Disney. We'd all get one hotel room. Or especially if I just took my daughter. And we would watch those kind of shows when we got back from the parks. We would put on like the haunted stuff and the unsolved mysteries and stuff as we were falling asleep. But that was 20 years ago, 20, 54, 10. How old was I? It was a while ago. Hungry says, this weekend has been the first time the team looked like it's supposed to look since the first week of the season. Getting healthy. You get Kachuk and Marchand back, and suddenly we look like a team again. Trent says, do I think we'll get Kulikov back for the playoffs or no? I don't necessarily know if the question is whether or not he'll be ready to play or not. I think the question is going to become, will we make the move to clear the cap space that we would need for him to come back, or will we just let him stay on LTIR until the playoffs? That's really the question, because he's not supposed to be back to like mid-March. So I guess the decision's going to be if we would have to waive somebody to make room for him. Would the 2-3 weeks of hockey that we'd get out of Kulikov in the regular season, would that be worth possibly having to lose Sabrango or Bornfoot if we had to waive them? So, and neither one of those guys are waiver. I don't think Bornfoot is waivers exempt. Let me see. No, because we got him off waivers, so he's not waivers exempt. So, like I said in that video I made last week, there may be a situation where we end up losing some guys that we don't want to. But, of course, if we trade Boquist, that could help us out significantly. Yeah, watching Unsolved Mysteries to fall asleep. Yep, exactly, Kenneth. It's now being streamed 24/7 on YouTube, eh? That's pretty cool. You heard Cooley after the Olympic break, according to the scripts team from the other night. Let me see what I know that Puckpedia is not perfect. Kulikov, they just have month to month. Estimated return is March 17th. So maybe that's where I'm getting middle of March from. So, I mean, they said at least 5 months. I don't know. I guess it just depends on the cap space and all of that, like I said. Drew says, my opinion is let Kulikov sit if he needs to. Balinskis has really stepped up his game. Unless that changes, I have no complaints. I agree. Scientist says, Petrie versus Balinskis for 60, or should we just look for a better player and one of those is 70? Nah, I'm fine. Especially if Kulikov comes back, I'm fine with Kulikov and Balinskis. As long as Balinskis is remaining as defensively responsible as he's been. He still does have the one time a game that he will do that clearing pass to the middle of the ice. He did it again yesterday. It didn't cost us, but he's still doing that every once in a while. That's my only complaint with him. For whatever reason, he wants to try to clear the puck to the middle of the ice instead of using the boards every time. Great White says, wow, the Bolts are really slipping now, Jaws. They're only 14-2 in their last 16 games. They might not make the playoffs. That's it. They're cooked. They're done. They're out of first place. Yeah, they got 3 games in hand, but they're cooked. Jeez. Look at the records of the teams in the Atlantic in the last 10. Red Wings, 8-1-1. Lightning 8-1-1. Sabres 7-2-1. Bruins 8-2. The only one that we've been better than that we're chasing are the Canadians. They were 5-4-1 and we're 6-4. So we've caught up a whole point on them in the last 10 games. Dude says Balinskis could play on his offside. He is now. Then we could have a Sabrango, Bornfoot, and Balinskis bottom pair. Well, I mean, it's good problems. I don't think we're going to be able to have that many roster spots. I mean, maybe during the regular season, but you're going to want Kulikov, as if not as 60 as 70. Trent would have a bottom pair of Balinskis, Cooley. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. No, all that time I was saying I want to upgrade over Petrie. If Balinskis continues to play like this, I'm fine. Trent says, call me crazy. We think in the near future we could see a bottom pair of Balinskis, Bornfoot. No, I think that's very possible for next year. Petrie doesn't have a contract. I think and we did just extend Balinskis for 2 years. So that might be what they're actually thinking, Trent, to be honest with you. Yeah, they have Prowagen. Dude says if Maurice will keep Vilmanis on the ice over Boquist, anything is possible. That's very true. SoFlo says we won the cup from the 1AC and then the 3AC. The pattern is we win from the wild card spot this time around. I like it. Colin, that's very true in terms of Bornfoot. Science says I wouldn't mind a Balinskis Bornfoot bottom pair when Jones comes back, though we would have to waive Sabrango, Cunnin, and send Vilmanis down to stay under the cap, unless we trade Boquist, right? That could be the thing. Maurice is going to have to make that. Well, not just Maurice, but Zito's going to have to make that decision. Does he feel comfortable enough with Vilmanis on the ice come playoff time instead of Boquist? Money is tight. No, you mean send Petrie down on waivers instead of Sabrango, Bornfoot when Jones comes back? Is there a guarantee Petrie wouldn't get claimed? We wouldn't get full salary cap relief for him, though. That's the thing for Petrie. He may ask, to be honest, if we were going to send him down, he may ask for a trade. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, anything can happen in these next few weeks, right? Bornfoot's main issue is being consistent, right? No, Petrie doesn't make a lot, but well, we'll see. If they do move Boquist, that solves a lot of our problems. Hey, Anthony. Does Petrie even have enough value to trade? I suppose if you were going to move Boquist, you could trick somebody into taking Petrie along with him. Like if somebody just wanted some extra depth, I don't know. But probably not. I don't know how desperate is Toronto. They got a lot of injuries. Scientist says I would rather trade players instead of waiving them. At least we won't lose them for nothing. The other thing to consider, though, also we start getting into roster size, right? Because Gadjevich is on IR. He's technically on the roster. So his salary is already there. So you will end up in a situation with roster size at some point as guys come back. Lil J, there's not been any talk about it from the team or anything like that. It's just our own conjecture because trading his salary would solve a lot of the cap issues that we have currently. Anthony says, are there any young guys who would like to trade for? That's a tough one. Honestly, I want us to focus on keeping our own guys. You know what I mean? We already have a situation where, when Barkov comes back in the playoffs, we don't even know who there's a lot of guys that you might want to see on the ice that we wouldn't be able to play. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Lomberg back as well, but I think he's making too much money. Would I rather have an extra defenseman, an extra forward on the roster? Well, I mean, we need both. We have to have, you have to have both. But I'd rather have the extra defenseman because generally speaking, like if you had to make a decision, I would have the extra defenseman because generally speaking, you can run your seventh defenseman on the fourth line at forward and it's functional, where you're not usually going to take a forward and put them at defense. So usually if a team is in a cap situation where they can only have the one extra player, you want that to be a defenseman, like we did with Pesic. And didn't Balinskis play forward a couple times last year, at least once, right? Trey Luosterainen, SoFlo, did your account get hacked? Did your account get hacked? Why would we trade Luosterainen? Fine, trade Lundell and call it a day. Yeah, that's okay. SoFlo might be having a Monday morning over here. Exactly, Goat Slayer. No matter who Pomo puts out on the ice, we have to win the divisional matchups. Sign, you sent me the new version of the salary cap sheet. You now use it as a drop-down menu to select. Oh, really? Oh, man, I'm going to look at that this afternoon. Thank you, bud. I don't know how you do that, man. That's pretty cool stuff. But, yeah, so I appreciate that. I'm going to take a look at that. Lil J says I do Boquist and Petrie for Lomberg. Well, I would, but the problem is that leaves us in the same salary cap problem that we have now. I would make that trade, though. I would make that trade. Maybe if they retain salary, Craig says Lomberg isn't good enough to be on this current team other than his flow and fighting. And we do have Gadjevich. Dude says with 2 D-men, we'd send Vilmanis down and our scratches would be Bornfoot, Zabrango, and Cunningham with Gadjevich in. That's assuming we trade Boquist. Yeah. That sounds about right. You got to, unfortunately, I agree with you because I hate to have to send Vilmanis down, but you need Cunningham as your reserve in the playoffs because he's good in the circle. Like Cole Schwint is playing well, but are we sold on Cole Schwint at 4C in the playoffs? How are we feeling about that? Stockton says Sabrango, Schmidt. I think you're talking about Schwint, Studnicka are all horrible. Will not play any playoff games with us. So you're not fond of Schwint. Not sold on Schwint, to be honest. Right. Okay, so we're kind of in agreement, like he looks like he could develop into something, but maybe not quite yet. Right? I mean, he is young. He's got some decent size. 6'3", 210. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to give up on him. I don't know if he'd clear waivers. There's no guarantee he would clear waivers, right? Yeah, no reason to not give Schwint a chance right now, but he's not there yet, right? Now, that's a good point. Craig says Schwint would be fine, especially with Gadjevich and Greer. Okay. Bob versus Vanacek on Tuesday. Geez, N Stolars versus Lion. Damn, Kenneth. Well, Kenneth, I don't know if you've been watching the recaps, but I have figured out, I have a theory on what happens, and that is that since Bobrovsky is Russian, every time that we end up with a backup goalie that does pretty well, suddenly we have to get rid of him. And now that Tarasov, now that we have a Russian backup goalie, that's the guy that's going to end up staying. But Bubba was not pleased with all these other goalies trying to take his job, so they had to leave town. That's my theory. You guys want Stenlin back? Yeah, I doubt Utah would be a. How is he doing, by the way? Let's see. I doubt Utah would be selling, right? What's Stenlin looking like here? So Stenlin right now has 4 goals and 7 assists. Okay, fine. He's a -7. Okay, fine. 54% in the faceoff circle. He's Luke Cunnin. Honestly, he's a whisper above Cunnin right now in terms of stats. He's a little bit bigger dude, obviously. Oh, no, as long as we don't have to give up. That's my main thing, is any of these guys that would be little improvements. I just don't want to lose any more of our players to get them. Greg says, plus Tarasov is Bob's idol's kid, so Tarasov is safe. Yeah. You would try to get Stenlin as a free agent this offseason? Well, we'll see, Trent. Because as it stands right now, if we don't trade Rodriguez, I would assume Rodriguez might be at 4C next year. Remember, he's got another year on his contract. And, if we still have Vilmanis, if we still have Sam Miskevich, you start running out of roster spots. Stock says Zito's going to trade for a 6'4" fourth liner. I don't like Schwinn at all, and Cunnin is fine, but we can use an upgrade. Right. I mean, that would be the one spot. I don't know about you guys, and I kind of feel comfortable on defense. Like, I don't feel like giving up any assets to improve on defense. We're either going to be good enough or not, especially if Barkov comes back. But at 4C, yeah. But remember last year we went and did that with Nico Sturm, and he didn't turn out so well. Craig says Stenlin isn't better than Schwinn. And Stock disagrees, but we haven't seen him play. So Kenneth says, Bob, and Russia God plays you, goalie. What's that mean? Bob, get out. Yeah. All right, David. Jeez, this day's flying by. Oh, now we got the wind starting up out there. JC, I'm kind of mad at you, man. I can't believe you pointed out that we're going to get snow all weekend. Do I think there's any chance Nosek comes back at all this year? I really am. I got mixed feelings about that. The same answer is with Kulikov. It's like, if he's going to come back and only be able to play for a few weeks, is that going to be worth waiving guys for? Okay, go. Yeah, I don't usually log into. I'll have to check it. I'll have to check that on my phone, Goat. I must have too many notifications, and they stopped giving me the notifications. But I'm not sure about Nosek, Trent. When Zito was talking about his injury at the beginning of the year, he got a different look on his face. Like I just have not really been convinced he's going to make it back this year. He's not a young kid either. JC, I just drove out. Thank God we have a fully kitted and lifted Jeep Wrangler. Slid a little bit, nothing you can control. They keep pushing Nosek back. Yeah. I mean, he's not a young guy. And right now, to make room for him, again, you'd have to send somebody down or trade somebody. And I just don't know that if you're in this position we're in right now, do you really want to risk losing Schwint on waivers to bring Nosek up and you don't even know what kind of shape his knee is going to be in? Like, Zito has got a lot of tough decisions. There's going to be a player or two that were like, damn it, I don't see any way around it. We just got too many players at this point. Hey, Great White says, Josh, that was Bornfoot's first goal in 5 years. Where did he play before the Panthers? I know the answer to that question. The Kings. He was drafted by the Kings 22nd overall in 2019. He played 3 games with them in 20, 33 games with them in 21. That's when he scored his goal. He played 70 games with the Kings in 22. He then played only 10 games with them in 23. He played a game with them in 24, got traded to Vegas or got waived. And then he must have been waived. So he played 1 game with the Kings, 2 with Vegas, and then 1 with us, all in 23, 24. And so that's where he's been. His 1 season, he played 70 games with the Kings. He had 8 assists. He was a -12. He only took 6 penalty minutes in 70 games. That's not bad for a defenseman. That's actually pretty good. That's one thing he doesn't do is take penalties. You missed the no sex line. So full. I don't even think it'll be that stock. He asked, what do I think Samoskiewicz's next contract would be? I think it'll be more like, I was going to say 1.5 times 2 because that's the bridge deal that they gave Luosterainen. But the cap has gone up significantly since then. So maybe 2 by 2. And that might be a little bit more than some people would think. But don't forget, he did take a pay cut last year to stay on the team this year. Like, he scored 15 goals last year and took a pay cut. So I would think maybe 2 by 2. He's an RFA, though, so we can only lowball him so much because you never know if somebody might try to offer sheet him. Lil J says, but would Schwint and Nosek really be the difference if we three-peated? No, my desire for Schwint is to just not lose him so that we can continue to develop him and maybe he can be the 4C of the future. Because right now we've kind of been stuck in every year we got to go find this guy that's going to be our 4C. I'm kind of hoping if we could keep Schwint long enough, maybe he could develop to just be that guy. And we didn't have to go out and get somebody new every year. Do I see a chance when Vilmanis gets any playoff games if we make it? That's a tough one. If we trade Boquist, yeah. If we trade Boquist, that's a vote of confidence for Vilmanis. I think that one's going to have Paul Maurice's hands all over it. I think that's why they're giving Vilmanis the opportunity. He's not Samoskevich, so he's a little bit more defensively responsible. He's bigger. He can go into the corners and work for the puck and hold on to the puck. I'd feel more comfortable with him than Samoskevich at this point. Doesn't mean I'm giving up on Mackey, but you're talking about the playoffs and the physical style of play. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how Maurice views it. Hungry says Nosek might pop up in the front office in a suit instead of coming back to play. Right. Yeah, Stellan's $2 million, so at half retained it'd be only $1 million. Tony, did he play for the Avs? No. No, it was just the Kings, Vegas, and now it's possible he could have been picked up by the Avs on waivers at some point. Maybe. Not seeing it here. No, not seeing it. It's funny because I have a feel by memory I would have said I think you're right, Tony, but in terms of his stats page, it's not there. Maybe it was somebody else. Mythical says, if I had an opportunity to lead the Panthers on the ice for one game and you got to pick a fight song during the entrance, what song would I pick? Please no Hall & Oates. I wouldn't pick a Hall & Oates song. What song would I pick? A fight song if I'm let me see. Maybe something by Queen. Trying to think anybody else. No Bon Jovi. If I got to hear more Bon Jovi, I'll throw up. Maybe something by Queen or Def Leppard. Yeah, Kenneth. Imagine playing 4 games in a year for 3 different teams. Yep. Yeah, Vilmanus makes more than Sam. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Great White. He says, thank you. I was too lazy to look him up. Thank you, Great White. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, man. Zovlo says, Greer, Nosek, and Gadjevich was always referred to as No Six line by Steve Goldstein, and I would always crack up and saying it's the no sex line out there. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm surprised Randy didn't pick up on that. And say, hey, Goldie, I mean, if you've had no sex, that's not my problem. I don't have that problem. Something. He could have used it. Kind of says, it sounds like you're a bad player when you play for different teams in the year, but then ranting. Yeah, good point. Good point. Science says the more games that Boquist has scratched, the more it's looking like he's the trade piece. Yeah, I agree there. Dude says, can we rule out that the real Paul Maurice was abducted and replaced? That would explain why Vilmanus and Staniskevich weren't scratched. I'm not really sure what has gotten into Maurice this year. Like, I swear the room is bugged. I know the room isn't bugged, but I swear the room is bugged. Like, I never do my pregame early yesterday. I did like almost a half hour early. And the whole pregame was me trying to talk about, should we have Staniskevich or Greer in the second line? And the son of a bitch has the room bugged. He hears it and puts Vilmanus out there. Like, that just seems purposeful. Yeah, he's been forced to play the young guys. Exactly. What fight song would Kyle pick? Oh, you know it's going to be something with Michael Jackson. I would almost guarantee, Kenneth, that Kyle would pick Billie Jean. Maybe not. Maybe Dirty Diana. But I would say there'd be about a 99% chance that he'd pick something by Michael Jackson. Since you wouldn't allow him Hall & Oates. Yeah, Miss Jaws, Leia was walking on top of the ice. Miss Jaws was walking on top of the ice out there earlier. Yeah, Pomo chilled because of 1 cup, 2 cups. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Boquist did play well in the playoffs. I mean, my only issue with Boquist at this point is just simply the salary issue that we're in, because you can waive 2 guys or you can trade Boquist. It's a tough choice all the way around. Yeah, because Donna was sure that she was going to get out to the, and she did get out of the driveway, and then she did get out to the road, and she's like, oh hell no, it's just ice. It's just we're stupid out there. The ice on the road. We haven't, usually they come scrape this street and they're scraping it all day long. I haven't seen them scrape it yet. It's nasty out here. So I basically, she didn't go to work. We'll put it that way. I would have been, it wasn't safe for her to go to work. I think that's where we can leave it, because she'd have been driving home at like 10:30 at night. The roads are all iced up. Nah, man, that's not, she don't need the money that bad. The Royal Farms will be just fine without her for a day or two. Yeah, how was Boquist last year in the playoffs? Let's see what his numbers were. I know numbers aren't everything, but let's see. Boquist right now has 3 goals and 4 assists. So he's only 27. Like, I just don't know if he would clear waivers. So what did we last year he played 13 games for us in the playoffs. He had 2 goals and 3 assists, and he was a +1. In 22 and 23, he played 6 games with the Devils in the playoffs. And in 23-24, he played 8 games with Boston in the playoffs. So with us, he ended up in 13 games. It's about half the games, right? I mean, he was a viable player for us last year in those situations. It's not safe for Jaws to shovel. It's not. It's not. He almost had a heart attack just walking out to the damn car, because if I just stand on top of the ice, I don't go through. So each step I have to like purposefully crunch down, and it's like almost a foot deep. It's at least 8 inches deep. And then when your foot hits the next thing ice, maybe you slip and fall. Maybe you have enough weight to go through. I said, nah, no. Colin says, I don't think Boquist would clear waivers. It's better just to trade them. Yeah. Now, of course, all of these moves, Zito's not going to make any moves until the last possible second, because not that we want anybody to get injured, but all it takes is one injury and all of a sudden the salary cap issues go away. You don't want it to happen, but we've seen it before. A few years ago, who did we trade? We traded somebody, and then a day later, Ekblad got hurt. Who was that we traded to make cap space for? We traded somebody, and then Ekblad got hurt, and then we wouldn't have needed to trade him because Ekblad we had cap space. I don't remember who it was. Somebody might remember. Craig says studded tires and a snow blade on a riding mower. Yeah. Yeah, it's a long ass driveway. The guy in the back there, because there's a house in the back, he's got one of the big, $75,000 big pickup trucks. And he came halfway, he got out of his driveway, got about, 20, 30 feet down the driveway, and had to back up and make a longer run at it. And even then he was kind of like, laughing about it, just trying to get out of the damn driveway. Because we have we've got at least a football field or 2 length. It's a long driveway that comes off the road. It's a long gravel driveway that's shared by the 3 properties. So there's my house, Kelly's house, and the neighbor in the back. And so it's gravel, so it's fine. But It's a brick of ice out there this time. Yeah, he said woohoo when he passed us. Yeah, exactly. Because we're about halfway down the driveway. It was a mess. So she called her work, said hell no. I called eBay. When I talked to eBay, because I have to pack and ship every day, they were like, oh, don't even worry about it. They were like, we're getting phone calls all day. We're not going to hold it against your account. So what's the temp? It's 26. So you want to see our weather? Here we go. Let's have some fun. I'll show you this page. I don't know if Miss Jaws knows what's coming this weekend. So here we go. This is our weather for the week. 25 and 13, 25 and 12, 22 and 12, 22 and 12, 22 and 11, 22 and 13. And look, babe, more snow on Saturday. Oh, look, babe, more snow on Sunday. So it ain't nothing melting. Not one drop of melt. And then we're going to get more snow on top of all this garbage that we got on Saturday and Sunday. So that's nice. That's nice. Supposed to be 15 in Chesapeake, Virginia tonight. God. Yeah, and apparently I hear the wind out there now too. Poor Donna's got to drive to work in this stuff. Huh? Poor Donna. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Great White. It's cold, man. It is. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what. It just needs to defrost a little bit for when we go on our trip there to Florida. Donna's not going to want to come back. They'll let you work a couple of days off that you had, babe. Excuse me. They'll let you work a couple of days off. So, all right. So, what are the games we have tonight before I get ready to roll here? Let's see. I don't want the Boston Bruins stuff. Who are we rooting for tonight? Let's see. Bruins, Rangers, Mammoth, Lightning, Islanders, Flyers, and Ducks, Oilers. So, go Islanders, I think. And then, go Rangers. I don't know who do we know who's going to be in net? The Rangers are going to get killed. Boston's going to win that game. Who are we fooling? That'd be a miracle if that happens. All right, everybody. I'm going to roll. Yeah, exactly, dude. Go Rangers. Thank y'all for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, Patriots and Panthers winning. Life is good. Exactly, Mr. Vids. Put all your money on the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. All of it. Don't bet. Don't make bets based on my predictions. Don't do it. But take all your money and put it on the Patriots. You guys know the Patriots are winning. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. They just going la, 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 la. Everybody knows. The evil empire is back. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. All right, everybody. Go enjoy the rest of your Monday. Appreciate y'all. I'll be here tomorrow at noon. And that's that. We're gonna go. I gotta go shovel the driveway. It'll take me about 24 hours to shovel it so Donna can go to work tomorrow. Right, babe? No, we're gonna get Kyle. Yeah, we'll wake up Kyle and get him to shovel the driveway. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you again tomorrow at noon. Thank you again.